If your company has bad debt, consider assigning your accounts to Merticon, MERTICON.com. Merticon, global leader in collections. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell and be notified to all our future videos. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Chuck Graham Show. Well, it looks like looking at the news yesterday. Oh, and by the way, you can visit us at charlesgraham.com. Go to charlesgraham.com. You can support the show there. You can do a lot of stuff. Hear the podcast. We're on Spotify, iTunes, and whatever your favorite podcasting platform is. We should be there. So anyway, I would say that this was Sasquatch coffee, but that'd be a lie. It's Maxwell House. Anyway, so the 17th Amendment, I want to talk about that today. Those of you that don't know, the 17th Amendment was ratified and put into place in 1913. They've been trying to get it passed for probably 100 years. I think the first attempt to have senators elected by the popular vote was 1823. I think that's right. And I want some comments. Leave me some comments. Those of you that are historians and history buffs, leave me some comments because I'm on the fence on this. I haven't made a determination whether I think that the 17th Amendment should be, repealed. I get the premise of our founding fathers that the states' legislatures will elect the senators. There'll be 2 senators for each state elected by the state legislatures. Do we need to amend the 17th Amendment, or do we need to repeal it and go back to the state legislatures, essentially electing our senators? I think it was a really good mechanism for protecting state rights. Because on one hand, you had the House of Representatives that was elected by the people, and then you had the senators, the states, the U.S. Senate that was elected by the state legislatures. And so the legislatures would meet and elect the senators. Now, their claim is that there were long-term bouts of void in the Senate where they didn't fill them or they were in deadlock, and there's claims that 29 other states had already passed legislation to let their popular vote on who they wanted as their U.S. Senate, and therefore the U.S. Senate would comply with what the popular vote wanted. Now, I don't really have a problem with that. It's kind of like the Electoral College. The Electoral College, the state picks the president, not the popular vote. But the popular vote has a say, and the Electoral College votes the way the popular would like for them to vote. Even though they don't have to in a lot of states, that's the way that works. I think I would be in favor of going back to the state legislatures appointing or electing the U.S. senators and giving and having some provision in there to have a popular election for those senators, and then the state legislature having to vote the way the popular votes. So they're still beholden to the state legislatures as the gatekeeper, so to speak, so that you can rein in government spending, rein in government overreach, and all that by allowing the legislatures to be the ones that elect the senators, which would make it easier to recall them should there be a problem, and they don't put the states in the first and foremost of their legislations that they're passing in the federal government. So I think I would be in support of that. Maybe amending the 17th Amendment to, rather than the U.S. senators being elected by the popular vote, they're elected by the state legislature that is required to vote the way the popular votes in that state. So you got that checks and balances, maybe that, or maybe just, repealing it all together and going back to just the state legislatures. And another claim was that there was widespread corruption in special interest groups. Have you been following Congress, I don't know, for the past week? What the hell you think's going on now? There's just a hell of a lot more money involved with it. And I think the statistics are that it's like, I want to say 5 hours out of every senator's day, something like that. It might even be more than that. But is spent fundraising? And it takes at least $11 million to start a Senate campaign. $11 million just to get elected U.S. Senate? How could you get more corrupt? I mean, look at the double standards we have. I mean, look at Maxine Waters, for instance. And I don't want to get into that, but look at the double standards we have in our Senate, right? You know, one side does something, it's horrific. Another side does the same thing. Oh, it's justified, and no there. But I will say Republicans need to get off their asses and do what they're supposed to do, because they have been a bunch of pussies for too long. So that's what I'm saying, folks. You got to get off your ass and get this stuff done. But, okay, look. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Should we get rid of the 17th Amendment? Should we amend the 17th Amendment? I think there's a push now by some legislatures in Texas and I think 15 states, if I heard that right. If you know more, just let me know in the comments, because I heard it yesterday on, I think it was Newsmax, that there's 15 states so far on board. They need 34 states to force Congress to act so that they can have an amendment to the Constitution. And that's what they did when they enacted the 17th Amendment. Excuse me. That's what they did. So should we get rid of it? I'm on the fence, man. Come on, man. Corn Pot was a bad dude. I'm just saying. I don't think it could be more corrupt than it is right now. I don't. How much more corrupt could it be? But if we're going to amend the 17th Amendment to make provisions of this nature, then we need to make sure, hold on just a second, guys. I think my camera, there we go. If we're going to do that, we need to make provisions in the 17th Amendment that does not allow for the state legislatures to farm out their responsibilities like they did with the Electoral College and farming it out to the Secretary of State. To me, it's kind of like the Coast Guard. And people say, and I don't want to get on this tangent either because that'd probably be a whole another show. Well, how can the Coast Guard board my vessel? It's my constitutional 14th Amendment right. I would agree with you, except the courts don't agree with me. And it's 200 years of precedence that the Coast Guard has the right, regardless of the 14th Amendment. It's not a violation of your constitutional right for them to search your vessel. The only thing that I do believe it is a seriously constitutional violation is when they farm out their authority to local law enforcement, sheriff's deputies, police, all that, under their patrol, and saying that, because they're working in conjunction with the Coast Guard, they can board your vessel as well. I don't believe that. That needs to be challenged. Coast Guard, gotcha. Terrorists, this, that, and the other branch of the military. I get it. Understand. Not local law enforcement. Not your river patrol. Not your coastal patrol. None of that shit should be under those provisions. And my point being is you shouldn't be able to farm out your authority. So my take is on this is that we really do need to do something with the 17th Amendment. Our forefathers saw that you needed to have a branch within the legislative branch of Congress. There's two, and I forget what you call it, but there's two subsections: House, Senate. House elected by the people every 2 years. Senate was, before the 17th Amendment, elected by the state senators. That way, they're beholden to the states, so states have a say in what goes on. And if you had this today you wouldn't have all of this government overreach and all this government control. It would be somewhat quelled by the fact that they were beholden to the states and the states' rights. And I think it's a good point. So let me know what you think. Should we repeal it? Should we do nothing? Because today the world is a crazy place. It is. Today the world is a crazy, crazy, crazy place. Up is down, down is up, science don't matter, climate change. I mean, you've got a ton of different things that are going on. And like I said, climate change, whole nother show. But there's nothing you can do about it. Sure, it exists, but there's nothing you can do about it. And what if all these measures that they're trying to take into to account now actually does something detrimental and causes widespread famine? Yeah, just saying. Anyway, that's for another show. But what do you think? Should we rein in the federal government by amending or repealing the 17th Amendment? Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I do appreciate you listening to the show. And again, you can visit us at charlesgraham.com. Our podcasts are always up. And you can download them there. We're going to have some members services coming up. I'm going to be coding that. And not to mention, I am an amateur programmer, so we're gonna be taking some measures to implement some subscription service on charlesgraham.com, and that way you can join and you'll get the content probably a day or maybe two earlier for like a really small fee. Anyway, I hope you like the video, and if you do and you like the content and you like what I provide here today, then hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and like the video. Like, smash the like button. We need your help. Can't grow the channel without it. All right, see you guys later. Bye-bye.